Jose Rizal is celebrated as the national hero of the Philippines, a visionary whose life and works sparked the movement for Philippine independence from Spanish colonial rule. Jose Rizal was born on June 19, 1861, to a wealthy family in Calamba, Laguna. He was the seventh of 11 children born to Francisco Rizal Mercado and Teodora Alonso. His family's affluence allowed him to receive an exceptional education from an early age. Rizal's exceptional education began under private tutors and continued at the prestigious Ateneo Municipal de Manila, where he completed his Bachelor of Arts with highest honors. He then studied medicine at the University of Santo Tomas before traveling to Europe to expand his education. In Europe, he earned degrees in medicine, philosophy, and letters, mastering multiple languages and absorbing liberal ideas that would shape his vision for the Philippines. During his years in Europe from 1882 to 1887, Rizal traveled extensively, immersing himself in the intellectual currents of the time. He visited Spain, France, Germany, England, Belgium, and Italy, where he was exposed to liberal and nationalist ideas. These experiences profoundly shaped his vision for the Philippines, leading him to advocate for reforms and greater representation for Filipinos under Spanish rule. Rather than advocating for violent revolution, Rizal dedicated himself to peaceful reform. He pushed for Filipino representation in the Spanish parliament and equal rights for his countrymen. In 1892, he founded La Liga Filipina, a civic organization aimed at promoting unity, mutual protection, and education among Filipinos. His novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, exposed the abuses of Spanish colonial rule and became catalysts for the Philippine independence movement. In July 1892, Rizal was exiled to Dapitan in Mindanao for his alleged role in the rebellion. After 4 years of exile, he volunteered as a doctor for the Spanish army in Cuba, but was arrested en route. Brought back to Manila, he was tried by a military court on fabricated charges of rebellion, sedition, and conspiracy. On December 30th, 1896, at just 35 years of age, Jose Rizal was executed by firing squad at Bagumbayan, now known as Rizal Park. His execution transformed him into a martyr and catalyst for the Philippine Revolution. For students of criminology, Rizal's life provides crucial context for understanding the development of Filipino identity and nationalism. His experiences with the Spanish colonial justice system, which ultimately condemned him on false charges, illustrate the historical foundations of law enforcement in the Philippines. Studying how Rizal's martyrdom catalyzed the independence movement offers insights into the relationship between justice, national identity, and social change, themes that remain relevant in modern Philippine criminology and governance. Jose Rizal's most significant contributions to Philippine society were his powerful literary works that exposed the injustices of Spanish colonial rule. His first novel, Noli Me Tangere, meaning Touch Me Not, was published in 1887. It vividly depicted the corruption, abuse, and discrimination suffered by Filipinos under Spanish colonial rule. His second novel, El Filibusterismo, or The Subversive, published in 1891, continued the narrative with darker themes. It explored the possibility of revolution as a response to continued oppression. Together, these novels awakened national consciousness and inspired the Philippine Revolution, becoming foundational texts in the Filipino struggle for independence. Beyond his novels, Rizal wrote numerous essays, poems, and scientific papers that further established his intellectual legacy. His essay, The Indolence of the Filipinos, challenged colonial stereotypes by showing how Spanish policies created the conditions they criticized. In To the Young Women of Malolos, he advocated for women's education and equal rights, a revolutionary stance for his time. Rizal was ahead of his time in advocating for women's education and rights. He believed that Filipino women deserved equal opportunities and that their intellectual development was crucial for the nation's progress. Although Rizal advocated for peaceful reforms, his writings became a catalyst for revolution. They provided the intellectual foundation for the Philippine independence movement and helped forge a national identity. For criminology students, Rizal's works offer valuable insights into social injustice, the roots of crime and oppression, and the development of legal reforms in the Philippines. His analysis of colonial society provides a valuable framework for understanding the relationship between social conditions and criminal behavior, making his works essential reading for those studying criminology in the Filipino context. Rizal's legacy continues to influence Philippine education, law, and social justice frameworks. The Rizal Law, or Republic Act 1425, mandates the teaching of his life and works in all schools nationwide. His writings continue to be essential to understanding the foundations of Filipino society and its legal institutions, ensuring that his vision for justice and equality remains alive in contemporary Philippine thought.